Thank you, baby.
Action. 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. King K.
Yo, what's good, kings and queens? It's your boy Dawn, and I'm back for another reaction video today. You are. If you're new to the channel, go down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You already know you are. Hit that notification bell because I post every day. If you're not new, thank you for popping out. I love you. Hold on, let me get out a heart. You heard how I did the other day? I don't even remember, like this, right? Yo, how I did it, son? Y'all get it. Oh, this way, right? That's a fact. Yeah. So, thank you for popping out. Go down below, hit that like button. Let me know when you first popped out. As you can see by this title and thumbnail, it's a little different. This is very educational. That's what I want all of this to be about. A lot of this stuff is just, it's out of control. But this is How to Stop a Mass Shooter, Mr. Dicken, the hero who stopped the tragedy. This is something that I saw pop up on my timeline, and I was like, kind of interesting. So, to 11 minutes, nada. So I'm like, all right, we could watch it together and hopefully learn something. Why am I lagging? All right, hold on, let's do that. And then hopefully learn something. All right, we Gucci. All right, other than that, let's get into the video. Let's see what Mr. Dicken did. And first off, let's say thank you to Mr. Dicken for being a hero in this situation. Like, these situations we already know are super tragedies. Like, these are our children. If you are a child, this is y'all, y'all age group. Like, y'all are the next generation. Like, y'all are who I do it for personally, because like, y'all are next up. So without him, it would have been more lives taken. And pray to the families of those that were lost in that situation as well. You heard. Let's get into the video though, man. Let's see what's going on, son. Let's see this hero in action.
By a citizen executing his constitutional rights. Do I know the name of the murderer?
Wait, what?
About a week ago, a man walked into a mall to murder multiple people, and he was stopped by a citizen executing his constitutional rights. Do I know the name of the murderer? Maybe. Do I care? No. But you know whose name I do know? Elijah Dicken. Dig them down. Today on Grantham, we'll be running the Dicken drill. 40 yards, 10 rounds, 15 seconds.
What's
You
it,
ready?
drill?
Stand by. So that was 11 shots.
All right, hold on, go back.
You ready? Stand
I'll
by.
try this, y'all. And I'm gonna upload it. All right, I need to hear the rules.
Dicken. Dig them down. Today on Grantham, we'll be running the Dicken drill. 40 yards, 10 rounds, 15 seconds. You ready? Stand by. So that was 11 shots.
One more time.
10 rounds, 15 seconds. You ready? Stand by.
He dropped right. So yeah, he
So
dropped
11 shots, 735. First shot, 198. Not bad. Charlie, you want to run it? Yeah, let's give it a shot. Shooter, are you ready? Yep. Stand by. Nice. 10, 7, 2, 8. Clean. Let's go check it out. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 alpha, 2 Charlie, and we got 1 delta that I threw over there. Not bad. Charlie?
Yeah.
Yep. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alpha, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. Good job, man. Thank you.
Good job.
You know, a lot of people think that in order to conceal carry,
No, nobody asked. Yo, the importance of this is that a lot of people are actually scared of guns. And if you actually go train and take classes, which if y'all go check out my King K TV channel, um, you'll see all of the things that I kind of get into personally. But um, that's one of the things you'll see. Like, just go train. Like, learn how to use the thing that you have, and uh, you'll be a lot more accurate. You'll be a lot more powerful with it, but you'll learn that you don't even have to use it. That's the most important thing. Like, you would never really have to use it unless you're in the instance like this where you're forced to use it. But you know that when you do use it, you're more accurate even if you have no sights or any additional attachments. So well, y'all probably see in my background, like, damn, why is it so dark right now? Oh, that's my fault. I'm bugging y'all. But, you know, y'all see a little bit of the stuff. But I may not be the most accurate person all the time, but with practice, you'll always get there for sure. So, but make sure everything you do is safe. You heard? Everything, because so many instances where children get hurt from guns. If you are a child, have an adult with you. Okay? And that adult needs to know what they're doing, right? Always clean and clear your guns at all points in times. Hopefully they talk about it in the video, but yeah, that's for something else.
Now, before we talk about pieces of shit, we have to, of course, thank the biggest sponsor of the channel is who?
Desert Snoring Institute.
You know, the Sonoran Desert Institute. If you guys are looking to get your start in gunsmithing, we have to give them a big shout out. A big thank you to them for sponsoring the channel. Of course, the sponsor for this particular video, Primary Arms.
Primary Arms.
Big thank you to them. Awesome optics, great price. Go and check them out. They absolutely rock. We, of course, can't forget what, Micah?
Which one? Onward Research or the Patreon?
They're both bussing.
Both bus, Onward Research.
Onward Research is how you, if you're single and you've been curious why you can't get girls, you buy a hat and you won't be single anymore.
Yeah, you get a Scuffalo hat, 9 months later, you have a baby.
Okay.
Don't forget as well, the Patreon, all the worst things that could possibly be posted, and me answering questions. Quick shout out to LAS Concealment, you guys rock. I guess what we're talking about today is a little more serious than what we usually do.
Yep.
In the United States, we're blessed. You're probably gonna live a very peaceful life, but there could be a moment, could be an hour from now,
a complete fact,
weeks,
yeah.
maybe even years, that there's gonna be somebody out there who's training right now. They are lifting, they are running, they are shooting, they are getting ready. And they don't know it yet, but that is going to be a confrontation with you. And everything that you have done up until that point, whenever it is, will determine whether or not you live or die. Not just yourself, could be your family, could be your kids, could be innocent bystanders. And your actions that you take from this day forward could be the difference between people living and people dying. What we talk about when we talk about concealed carry is important. If you're not ready, if you're not trained, you're gonna fucking die. Nobody cares whether or not you are ready. That is completely and utterly up to you. The world isn't fair and nothing about it is ever fair. It doesn't matter what gun you're carrying, that somebody else has a better weapon than you, because all that matters in that moment is gonna be how prepared you are.
Today we're gonna talk about Elijah Dickens. He's a dude who was ready. He was
a savage.
He was a savage.
My fault, y'all. I just want to say that I'm not really good with my words most of the time, but what he just said, I think puts it perfectly exactly what it is. Like, none of the optics, none of that really matters unless you know what to do with it. The optics really do help. For somebody that knows how to use it, it definitely helps like 10 times better. Trust me, I've seen it. So, like me, I like everything. I'm not gonna lie, I like everything. But ultimately, I know the purpose it serves. Like, you know, it's either going to be a sport or you're really never going to use it unless... Baby, did you not eat today? I know you're going to go ham on it as soon as I turn around. Just calm down a little bit. But one thing I do know is that you got to be safe, regardless of the fact. Be safe. So he said it well said. Perfect.
He was a straight savage dude.
He was prepared to defend himself, his family, whoever was with him at the time, and ultimately countless lives in that location.
Yeah, we don't know what the outcome would have been had he not been there. but he was ready. So let's talk a little bit about Elijah Dickens, because I think there are a lot of good lessons that we can take from him. Obviously, at this point, guys, we don't know the entire facts. In fact, we don't even know how the entire shooting went. Whether he fired all of his rounds from 40, whether he advanced and fired, it doesn't matter though. What matters is the example that he set, which is when gunfire started, he didn't run, he confronted it. The first thing that we can glean from Elijah is that we know this man was hot on concealed carry. Elijah Dicken got his concealed carry permit at 21 years old. What we can glean from that is the moment the government allowed him to carry, he did so. And to be clear, Indiana now does have constitutional carry, which is freaking awesome. But we know that this guy was prepared and ready, because the minute he could, he put the things that needed to be in place to ensure that he could conceal carry.
It's not even that he was prepared to totally win that gunfight. He was prepared to go in it with the mindset, at least he needs to make the piece of shit lose more.
His actions were nothing short of heroic. He engaged the gunman from quite a distance with a handgun, was very proficient in that, very tactically sound, and as he moved to close in on the suspect, he was also motioning for people to exit behind him. He has, to our knowledge, he has no police training and no military background.
This right here is one of my favorite clips from this entire thing, because a lot of the, I guess you could say, general public who aren't familiar with the gun culture and the people who shoot, they think it's a bunch of ex-military guys and stuff, or something like that. I love that this guy didn't have any law enforcement or military experience, because that is what's so important. It's just a citizen exercising his God-given rights. You are allowed to train and to be extremely good at these, and you don't need to be a law enforcement officer or be in the military. I served in the military. I'm an okay shot. Charlie didn't, and Charlie is a freaking great shot. Lucas Botkin never served in law enforcement military, and he's a phenomenal shot. You don't need to have gotten this professional training to be good at shooting. You need to have simply trained. And I think that's one thing that we can certainly glean, because this guy with no training, 10 rounds, nailed this kid, what, 8 times out of 10?
It was a great example of you get what you put in. You know, it doesn't always have to be on the range. It could be dry fire at home, and it really showed through his actions.
I bet friends, maybe close family, relatives, whoever, maybe even called him crazy. You carry a gun everywhere? Okay.
It's a good point. And actually, you know, they have mentioned that his grandfather trained him. Now, I think that's pretty cool right there. That's a family tradition of shooting. That's also an important thing that we've talked about in the past, teaching your kids not just gun safety, but also training them. And Micah, you grew up shooting 22s.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on the pasture. My grandpa taught me everything I know.
Exactly. So I think that is one important fact to glean from it as well. And that brings us to another fact that we know, which is that his grandfather, at least to some extent or another, trained him how to shoot. I know me personally, like I grew up shooting 22s in my backyard with my dad. Like that was something that's really near and dear to me. And that's what we talk a lot about on Grantham, is not just training yourself, but train your kids, right? Yeah. Instilling in them that love of firearms, that mindset that these are important tools. Obviously you can have fun, but ultimately, why do we use these?
Yeah, and you can see it. One example I think of, I have a buddy and his son on Instagram, it's that kid Pew, they're meant for scores, something like that. And I've seen him outshoot grown adults, dudes who have been in the military for years. I've seen him just absolutely savage at the range.
You'll love to see it, man. Yeah. You absolutely love to see it. Now, here's what's really interesting to me. Now, a lot of people will say, well, how dedicated to concealed carrying was he? Well, we know he was wearing a t-shirt and shorts. And if you know anything about last weekend, it was record temperatures. Yeah. So despite hot heat, I know that deters me sometimes from carrying, and it shouldn't. Sure. But this kid still was concealed carrying. That tells me a lot about him right there. Yeah. So even in this hot ass weather, this man still came strapped, cold as ice, and put that murder straight into the ground. Fuck that kid.
Yep, you piece of shit. Now he's dead.
Not only this, but it's important to note that the piece of shit who walked in there to commit murder was also a pretty small little guy.
Yeah, I think in common culture they would call that a tween.
So another thing to think about to make this even more impressive is not only is this guy smaller, but more than likely this guy was bladed to Elijah. So not only was it presenting a smaller target on its own, he's probably at an angle. That's a tough shot. So this guy really was putting it out there.
Yeah, I mean, not that, the adrenaline that must have been going through Elijah. It's incredible. 8 out of 10 shots, 15 seconds from what we know right now.
I know you're out there, buddy. Yeah. We're proud of you. Fucking proud of you. A lot of people say that shooting past 7 yards is crazy. And it's something we regularly train to. So if you're not familiar, if you're not from the gun world, these long shots with pistols aren't difficult. In fact, they're pretty easy to train to, and it's something we certainly recommend. Right now, we're at about 60 yards. Charlie, you ready to make one shot on steel?
Yeah, let's do it.
Shooter, are you ready?
Yep.
Stand by. 197. Right, let's back it up. 90 with pistol, very doable.
Shooter ready?
Yep.
Stand by. 224.
Sick. Let's try 120. 2 rounds, 120. That way you don't say it's a fluke.
Shooter ready?
Once you're gonna be in a situation where there's a shooting and the bullets start flying and your kids are screaming for you, every law that's been enacted, every politician you've ever voted for, every day you didn't train, every day you did or didn't train, it doesn't matter, man. It's just about you. Like we used to say when I was a SEER instructor, nobody's coming to save you, it's up to us. You're on your own at that point. Make sure that you train to a level that you feel is acceptable to you, where you're gonna be able to preserve that life as necessary.
Yeah, it's like you said, no one's coming to save you. Your government isn't gonna come save you. It's pretty clear that your local police department, there's a high chance that they're definitely not gonna come save you. And it's your sole responsibility to protect you and protect your family.
As we talked about, there's only one thing that really matters here. That's gonna be training. Get good training. Doesn't have to be professional. You sit in front of your screen. I snap in all day on my TV screen. Get out there, train, guys. That's what matters. This world, day by day, is getting a little bit crazier. Be that good example. Be that good person out there. Have compassion, train, and be ready.
Be prepared, or be that face in the obituary.
People have been attaching.
In the obituary. Don't be out here murdering people, y'all. My fault, y'all. Some of the stuff they're saying, a lot of the stuff that they're saying is facts. I'm not gonna lie. Like, definitely get training, like professional training, so that way you are doing it the safe way and you know the actual rules. There's competitions for kids and everything. Like, there's stuff, a lot of things. I never knew this stuff before I got training. So, like, the reason I heard about training is because I'm not a military person, I'm not a cop person, but I was like, I want to know what it feels like to be under that pressure to say, okay, like, just to say, yo, basically, like, I know what it feels like to be under that pressure, just like you are. So, it could change my mindset or the way that I act in certain situations. So I've tried certain things to get close to there, not everything. There's a couple of other things that I would love to try. Some things are outrageous, but it could be very worth it. So, like, them two look like somebody in the truck that's going freaking cut you off on the highway, no blink or nothing, and then look at you crazy. Like, but they were speaking facts, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad I kind of watched this video you had. Yeah, moral of the story is protect yourself, protect your family. Just shot a video before this, about to go shoot another one right now. I'm gonna see how there you are. Peace. Love. Dawn. You know the vibes.
DONLILREACTS. Y'all already know what to do. You heard. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell. Thank y'all for popping out. Peace. Love. Dawn. You know the vibes.